Um, when I was about 6 years old, I found out something that was very impactful for me. I found out that my dad couldn't read and write, and so to me that was a very an eye opener for me because I quickly had to mature and kind of help navigate things for him. A complicated world for him that he couldn't order food from a restaurant or read signs as he went to different jobs, and so that was something that really made an impact on me and taught me very early in life that sometimes people just need a navigator, somebody to help them navigate, whether it be the legal system or their vehicle situation that needs to be repaired or you name it. And sometimes just you got to do that without judgment, understand that sometimes people just need a little bit of help. And so I was the first in my family to graduate or go to college. I was very blessed, though, that even though my dad had limitations in terms of his abilities, that they instilled in me a pride in education and the importance of education because saw firsthand what it was like without it. And so I went to University of Houston downtown, where I got a bachelor's degree actually in criminal justice because I wanted to help people. I didn't exactly know how it was all going to work, but an interesting thing happened. I met a Houston police officer when I was in one of the classrooms, and I said, that's what I want to do. I want to go and serve and protect and serve my community. I was born and raised in the near north side, and grew up also in the Heights when it wasn't the trendy Heights that it is now. My parents paid $30,000 for their house when they bought it. So now it's worth a lot more. After that, I joined the Houston Police Department, patrolled inner city neighborhoods, did that for a few years, and then went on and served as a homicide investigator for many years. So I've worked pretty much every quadrant of the city in some form or fashion, and I was also a hostage negotiator, so we had scenes all over town with real life and death situations. So I have that training, that expertise, and also I was promoted to sergeant, which was a management position within HPD. And so I still had a hunger to go, and I felt I could still do more. And it wasn't a slight towards the profession, because I think it's one of the most noble professions, but I felt I could still do more, and I want to do more on the public policy side. And so I joined Houston City Council, and I won. It was a very competitive race with about 7 other candidates, but I was able to win that big election. I represented District H, which includes the near north side, the Greater Heights area, Second Ward, Denver Harbor, up north to about Little York, between 45 and 59, just to give you some perspective. And I was very fortunate that my colleagues, as a rookie, placed me as Vice Mayor Pro Tem, which is very unique because it always goes to an experienced person, not somebody that's basically coming in and kind of learning the ropes. But I guess they saw and knew my track record with the police department and placed me as Vice Mayor Pro Tem. Within my first year, I was elevated to be Mayor Pro Tem, which is basically the Vice President of the city. So I got a global perspective, and also had a great opportunity to represent our city in a much broader way than just only representing a city council district. And so served there for the full 3 terms. The whole time I was also chair of the Public Safety and Homeland Security Committee, where I saw a lot of the terrorist, counterterrorism type things that we did, a lot of public policy, and really dug my teeth into that because, again, I'm a public policy wonk. I like coming up with ideas and concepts that will make our city better. And that's where we were able to launch the Sobering Center. For those of you that aren't familiar with that, we saw that we were arresting about 15,000 people per year for public intoxication. So some of this wine and beer that we're consuming, if we had maybe one too many and we're just a little tipsy and the police were called because we were somewhere, we could have been arrested in the past. Now we simply take you somewhere and let you sleep it off for a few hours. For those that remember Andy Griffith, we call it the Andy Griffith model. We just let you basically, go and sleep it off for a few hours, you sober up, and you go back home. And we're saving taxpayer money. Mm-hmm. This is a nonviolent offender. They weren't driving or anything. They just had one too many. It could be a college student, that's, on the upswing in their life, or it could be a veteran, or it could be maybe a homeless person. And we connect them to a recovery coach that could really dig deep and get to the core issues that they're going on if they want that help. But it's saving you the taxpayer money, and we could use that more effectively, and we're getting police officers back on the street a lot quicker rather than just tying them up on a busy Saturday night, in the booking process. So that was one of the innovative things that I was able to do that I'm very proud of, along with other crime fighting policies that we put. For example, I created the Safe Haven program, where you could go to any police station, and we're doing a lot more online transactions these days, people are. And so now, instead of having a potential suspect come to your home to buy something, now they could go to any police station. They're open 24/7 and use the parking lot to conduct that online transaction. So if you tell somebody, meet me at the nearby police station, no, I'm not going to go, then that's most likely a clue that they had bad intentions. And so, it's simple public policy, and it just makes sense. And so I don't want to talk a lot about what I did on city council. I could answer those questions, but my point is that I was already doing a lot of that work. And perhaps one of the other proud accomplishment that I had was the creation of a place called Cafe College Houston, which I know a lot of you have been involved. And Alicia's been out there and spoken as well, and has stopped by. And what that is, it's a one-stop shop where any student anywhere in the city could come and get information on college. They could get information on filling out financial aid, on what college they may attend, resume writing, you name it. And we did a collaboration where we partnered with Project Grad and also with our municipal court, where if a student maybe has a nonviolent kind of citation, if they can't pay that citation, it would become a warrant. So technically, they could even be arrested before they even see their graduation day. And it gets that black mark, and it's really not helping the issue. So we let them take a course, if they want to take a course at Cafe College, and it could basically be removed from their record. So, again, that collaboration, how can we stop that pipeline into the prison system? And so that's kind of the innovative work that I did. So, again, there was an opening for sheriff when then Sheriff Adrian Garcia stepped down to run for mayor. It left a vacancy, and I thought about it long and hard because I didn't want this to be a stepping stone for me. And it's a tough task to run countywide, and but I did it, and I'm so passionate and honored to have an opportunity to serve, to make an impact for my hometown, really make a difference, really transform our criminal justice system, because I really believe that. I believe there's a lot of opportunity for us to change. In this country, every year we spend $80 billion a year incarcerating people. That doesn't include the judicial side of it, doesn't include the police side of it, just incarcerating people. And we still have crime in our neighborhoods. We're still getting robbed in our businesses. And so something's not working. And so every day that we incarcerate somebody here, it costs about $75 a day out of your money. So it's got to be a good return on investment. Yet the incidence of reoffending is very high. 70% will reoffend within 36 months of their release, typically from the prison system. But those numbers are too high, so we're not stemming the tide of crime in our community. And it's a very costly system. And so we have to do creative solutions that not only will reduce the jail population, but will also make our community safer. And right now, we're not doing that. In fact, we're going backwards. Right now, the current administration is pulling to a tune of $8 million from community patrols just to maintain the jail right now. And so it's up 400% from what it used to be. So they're not managing that population well. It's too costly. It's not making our city safer, our county safer. In fact, it's making it more dangerous. And so, and get this, about 70% of the 9,300 that are incarcerated right now in jail as we speak are simply there awaiting trial, because they haven't posted bail. 70%. Really, if they had the money to post bail, they'd be out with their families. And remember that they haven't been proven guilty there. They've only been charged. And bad things happen when they're in there. That's why we have such a high incidence of suicides and deaths inside the jail, especially our county jail. So that whole system has to be reformed. And so I'm running because I want to reform the criminal justice system. I want to make sure that we're cleaning up our county jail, ending the cronyism that's happening, and also making sure that we're stopping some of the atrocities that are happening in there, and also to keep our community safe. And some of the recent things, just to put a little bit of highlight some of the issues that have happened, you may have heard, is the female rape victim that was incarcerated for more than 25 days to compel her testimony. Now, if they did that and they used that tool to incarcerate her, so the misclassification once she was in jail was inexcusable. Instead of putting her as a victim, they listed her as a suspect. She was beaten. She was denied access to a counselor, even though they have access to the Houston Area Women's Center counselors. And so you should read the lawsuit because it spells out exactly what's happened. So that's potentially going to cost us, the taxpayers, a lot of money. A lot of money. So where's the advocate to find that balance within the jail to say, look, we have a legal duty to make sure that those that come in are at least being treated fairly, you know, because our criminal justice system depends on it. Also, we're very inept in treating those with mental illness. Our jails have become the state hospitals to treat those with mental illness. So we've got to rethink how we do that because, frankly, a lot of people probably shouldn't be in jail. I want to be going after the real, bad people. You know, the ones committing the sexual assaults, the robberies, the burglaries. We just don't have enough resources to go do that right now. We frankly don't. Right. So we've got to change that. You know, when you're out and about, you want to be safe. You want your homes to be safe. And we have a high incidence of burglaries. We have a very poor clearance rate on a lot of these crimes. So we frankly just need to do better. Our county depends on it. Our safety depends on it. And so that's why I'm running. And that's what's going to keep me up at night every day to make sure we're putting the budget back in track, that we're managing that jail population, which can be done. And this is a dirty little secret. This isn't a new problem. Every sheriff before us had to deal with the same average jail population and the same jail standards. So it's not anything new that, all of a sudden, the population skyrocketed. It's others have been able to manage it, and I'll be able to manage it as well. It just takes getting in there, being committed to doing the work, and also being involved with the community. We have a lot of broken trust between law enforcement and communities these days. And both sides have to get it right. We need to trust and respect our law enforcement, but we also have to understand that, community as well has some tension and concerns and fears about the criminal justice system, and it stems with these high incarceration rates and some of the incidents that are occurring. So again, I want to ask you humbly for your support and ask you to please get involved with those that may not be here with your own networks. Remind them to vote and remind them to go down ballot. Because you really have a unique opportunity to transform the criminal justice system here locally, to bring competence, to bring leadership. And I think we could be tough on crime. I've done it. I've had people that, I know about crime fighting, but we also need to make sure that we're a little bit of compassion as well, that we find that right balance, because I think we all want that, because at some point, we never know when a loved one or somebody we know will be caught up in that system, and we just want fairness. That it shouldn't be a death sentence to be inside the county jail. The average stay there is about 30 days, more or less. Wow. And there's already some job training programs that are in there, but I want to expand those as well, and making sure that we're finding opportunities, jobs instead of crime. That we're being creative, because if we give them a track forward, whether it be an apprentice program or some kind of workforce program to be a welder or something, then maybe they'll get their life on track. And similar to Cafe College, not everybody that walks in the door is going to go to college. But if some of them go, then we've saved that life. We've put them on the right track, just like I was put on track many years ago, because there but the grace of God go I could be one of those statistics and one of those individuals incarcerated. Probably statistically easier for me to be incarcerated than for me to be on the verge of becoming the sheriff. Yeah. And so, but very blessed to be in this amazing city, in this country, and look forward to taking a unique brand of leadership. And I hope that when my time as a sheriff is over, that they say, wow, you did a heck of a job. You were the best sheriff. You were a transformational leader. And that's what I hope to bring. And that'll be my commitment every day. So thank you for your time and attention.